Well, good morning and welcome to 755 Live, about 5 minutes of what Jesus said. We are live from beautiful downtown Weatherford here at Ironworks Coffee. We have a prayer time here Tuesday through Friday from 6:30 until 8. Everyone's welcome. Also, these commands of Jesus are part of our weekday Bible plan at bible.today.church. Would encourage you to check that out. Different command of Jesus is there every weekday, plus some helpful information to help us read the Bible together. Good morning, Jennifer. I'll be praying for Carter. Thank you for checking in today. These 755 Live segments take a command, teaching, or example of Jesus and put it into a little soundbite version so that we can apply it, because Jesus told us to go make disciples by teaching them to obey all the things that I commanded you. We can't very well teach what we don't know or understand. We can't obey what we don't focus on. And so we just want to focus on the commands of Jesus so that we can put them into practice. Today's Jesus said is feed the hungry. This comes from Matthew 25, verse 34 through 36. I'm going to be reading today from the New King James Version. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, "Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." When did we do this? Was the question that they asked. And Jesus answered that in Matthew 25:40. He said, "The king will answer and say to them, Assuredly, I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it unto me." Jesus told this story to give us insight about what the final judgment is going to be like. At some point, we're all going to stand before him, and Jesus isn't going to ask us, "Hey, did you stand up against the big sins of the world? Did you tell everybody they were wrong? Did you vote the right way?" No, he's going to say, "Did you take care of the least of these?" Because if we don't do that, he literally said we're not taking care of him. If you ask someone who doesn't follow Jesus what church people are like, let me tell you what you won't hear. You won't hear in our modern culture, "Oh, church people are all about feeding the hungry, welcoming the stranger, clothing the poor, visiting the sick, going to the prisoner." Unfortunately, many times you'll hear exactly the opposite. Why is that? Well, we think following Jesus is about getting our needs met. It's kind of a consumer mentality, that it's the preacher's job or the church's job to feed us. But that's not what Jesus meant when he told Peter to feed his sheep. His sheep hear his voice, but they don't just listen to the words, they do what he said. And Jesus said, "Feed the hungry." Actually, Jesus said, "I am the hungry. You either did or didn't feed me." How do we ignore such simple commands? And as a Jesus follower, as a member of his church, his body, sometimes we've delegated the responsibility of what Jesus said to do to other organizations, to the government. And I'm not saying that any of those things are wrong, but how do we ignore such simple commands that Jesus gave us? Why do 25,000 people a day in the world die of hunger and related causes, and yet we still ignore what Jesus said? Now, I don't claim to have all of the answers or to be doing this well, but I do know that our focus should be on obeying what Jesus said. We won't stand before Jesus one day to answer for our church attendance or the scriptures we posted with one click from a Bible app. We're going to have to answer the question, "I was hungry, and what did you do?" Jesus said, if we've done it for the least of these, we've done it for him. And if we've not done it for the least of these, we didn't take care of Jesus. Jesus said, feed the hungry. How can we put that into action